it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts, UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have another of my May craft box projects, and this is very much a Father's Day suggestion, and it is to do some wrapping for a bottle of wine. Father's Day presents seem to often revolve around Father's Day, so why not? So I'm going to make a gift tag to go over the bottle. I'm starting with a piece of crumb cake cardstock, which measures, let me see if I can remember this, 3 inches wide by, I want to say 7.5 inches. And that would be right. The first thing I'm going to do is score at the 3-inch mark. So that's 7.5 centimetres in round terms. That's the only thing I need to do with the trimmer now that I've finished with that. So that is then what's going to hang over the bottle. And I'm going to punch a 1 3/4 inch hole in the top. I'm going to do this pretty much by eye. The side to side is quite easy because it is bang slap in the middle. The back to front is not difficult. You don't want to go all the way in, you want to go not quite all the way in, and then just punch. And it's there or thereabouts. And that, with the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, will very happily pop over our bottle and then just hang down, which is always difficult to show when you've got a large thing and a small camera, but you get my drift. Now, we don't currently have a corner punch, but there's one coming. So any corner punch will do. I say we don't have one. We do. We have a corner punch on the envelope punch board, but why not pretty it up a bit with our lovely new punch that's coming out. It's got this beautiful floral in the corner. Let me find a piece of scrap that I can, oh, the cut off from that. So if we, look, isn't that pretty? And you can even round it as well. There's also this sort of tag toppery bit, which does a little loop. So you can't really, can you go in on the corner and then the, let's have a look. I don't think you, no you can't, because it's not, that's not going to work. So for this you want to go in straight, and for the corners obviously it's just as a corner. So Procrastination City, here we go again. We have our hole, we have our rounded corners, we need to decorate the front. So I am using one of my suggested stamp sets for this kit, which is the Colourful Seasons, and because it's Father's Day and therefore it should be a relaxing time, I'm going to go with the Had a Brain Dangerous, good grief, deck chair, that's the word I'm looking for. I've already cut, or die cut, a layering oval from the Layering Ovals die set. It is the third from largest oval and the second, no, I think it is the largest. So it's the third from largest plain oval, and then I've die cut a piece of the wood texture paper with the very largest oval, just so that we can back that. But let's do some stamping. I've cut 2 ovals just in case. I'm going to start with the Early Espresso and the deck chair frame, and just ink it up properly would be a good plan. Making sure, are you in camera? Yes we are. Making sure that our deck chair is sort of at the right angle. Let's stamp that. There we go. And then the real trick is going to be putting the canvas on. Now, because I have stamped the darkest piece first, it will be easier. If you don't, whenever you're doing two-step stamping, and this is sort of two-step stamping, I always highly recommend that you stamp the darkest layer first, so that you can see where it is. So this, we're then going to very carefully line up, and you want to try and find two. You want to get over the top of it, which is always a plan, and then you want to try and find two corners and keep your fingers crossed. Phew! I think we'll give that a go. I think we'll call that done. Obviously it's easier when there isn't a camera in the way. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it, but as you can see, that's a good deck chair. So here's our piece of wood texture paper, and because it is still available and I've still got some, I'm going to use some fast fuse for that, and just whoops, apply that on top of our wood texture paper. And if you're wondering whether my fingernails are painted red, white and blue because of the royal wedding, not exactly, but it was connected with that. We had an event in the village last weekend, and that was vaguely connected. It was an early royal wedding themed thing, so I did go for the red, white and blue. These aren't quite white, but it's about as near as I've got. So that's then going to pop on there, but we're going to zhuzh it up a bit. So I very carefully, buried my crumb cake classic weave ribbon, and I'm going to, I think we'll do it at the top. I'll just add a piece of ribbon. I'm going to have it so that it's at the top, which for me means it's easier to tie a bow if I've got everything, whoops, the wrong way up. So let us, yes. And I don't want it too floppy a bow because it will flop over our deck chair, but we can have a bit of flop. And just tie that in a bow, famous last and words. And we can adjust it so that it looks prettier. There we go. Just trim those ends. And just for the sake of safety, I'm going to add a couple of glue dots so that it doesn't slide down too much. It shouldn't, but just in case. So I'm going to pop one immediately behind the knot, and then one on the back, and that way it will keep it pretty much in place, and then we can pop our die cut piece over the top, tidy that away, and again just add some adhesive. You can use snail, you can use tear and tape, you could use a little bit of the multi-purpose adhesive, and then obviously the back of your tag you've got space to write a little message to your father for Father's Day, which is the 17th of June, so you've got a wee while. And if you want the craft box, you have got until next week to get that ordered. Isn't that pretty? Now, of course, if you were to get in June the Merry Merlot new ink pad, you could stamp that in Merry Merlot and get a bottle of Merlot, and you'd know there was a bit of an in-joke. But I think that is just fun. So yes, the craft kit is available until the 23rd of May, but I need checks if you want to pay by check by the 21st. The information about the craft kit is linked in the blog post, which is immediately below on my lovely, shiny, new, ever so pretty website. It's gorgeous. I'm thrilled by it. We've had one or two teething problems, but they're pretty much done now. So by all means, pop down there to follow the link down below to the new website, which will have the dimensions. It will have the list of products that I've used, also the details of the May craft box. Obviously, when this is standing up, it doesn't flop around, so let's stand it up for the moment. Yes, all the information is below. So if that's of interest, that would be great if you would like to shop the May box from me. As I say, just drop me an email to order that. Simple as, and then I can get you an invoice with all the payment options. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's down in the bottom right hand corner about there. And then you will get to see all my videos when they go live. If you used to subscribe to my blog by email, because I've moved blogs, you will need to do that again. That is right at the bottom of any blog post. You can also subscribe to my newsletter, which is further up the website on my new website. So that would be great to make sure we all stay in touch. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!